Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays Factorio for absolute beginners. And I've decided I want to make more space over here. Happy with the smelting setup, but I really don't think we have enough space. So I'm just gonna, just gonna bite the bullet, and I'm just gonna move the research lab a long way in this direction, and then I'm going to move everything else as well. So worried a little bit about whether we have enough pylons to reach. I think we do actually, so I think we're good. Let's see. So normally, how do I normally do this? I think I put one of these there, usually. I might be being a bit overly paranoid, possibly. I really don't want to get further down the line and find myself wishing I'd allotted more space. Okay, so what's the next thing? I want to move both of these, basically. So let's just take that away, take this away, and these. Actually, no, this is probably fine. So if I do the assembly machines here instead, and I might do the gear wheels there for now, so I'm gonna have to reset these up, of course. So gear wheels there. Actually, do we want the gear wheels to go that direction? Maybe. I'm just thinking I might want more than one over time. Okay. Right, so you can be the red vials again. You can be gear wheels again. There. So that's now operational. Need to pick the next piece of research. So, see, we're starting to get the green and red options here. Honestly, I might just fill these in. I don't think I should worry too much about red vial only research. What I am going to worry about is trying to get a lot of red and green vials produced, because we're going to use them for just about everything. Probably going to want at least 2 assembly machines making them. Let's switch this out. I could really do with getting rid of all the copper ore I'm currently carrying as well. So I might just take that away temporarily. Okay. So the purpose of moving all this was because I wanted splitters. Splitters, splitters, and splitters. As many splitters as I could possibly make. That was the idea. I'm going to want broadly the same for the iron. Okay, yeah, much happier about that. Okay, so the other thing that I really need to be doing is working out a good way to automate the transport belts and the inserters in order to make green vials. So definitely going to need more assembly machines, probably many of them. Oh, that's interesting. Those two are actually meeting in the middle now. Okay, that's a little confusing. They're not meeting in the middle. What on earth am I talking about? Right, that's fine. Let's connect these up again. There we go. Right, optics is finished. Stone walls, also useful. Going to be part of the defence. Part of the military. Right. Let's connect you up. Because I want even more splitters. No, wait, that's not right. It's a bit better. Not ideal, but better. Right, so once again, let's temporarily make some iron chests so that we've got somewhere to get these from. Offload this copper and offload this iron as well while I'm at it. So I'm going to have the same thing here. but I do feel like we've got more room to grow now, which is what was worrying me, so that's good. Okay, so military or green vials? Military or green vials? Feels a little risky. But I might try and do the green vials next. So let's make an assembly machine for green vials. Oh, research the walls, that's good. Transport belt and inserter. Okay. Well, transport belt we're already pretty familiar with. So we just want an iron plate and an iron gear wheel. In fact, to be honest, that seems a silly place to put it. Although I suppose we are going to have the iron gear wheels coming out to various locations. So wondering why... Oh no, it is coming through. That's alright then. Yeah, this will actually be favouritised, come to think of it, so we aren't going to get as many coming to here. So it's still not going to be perfect. But not to worry, nothing will be completely starved, at least. Okay. Right, might as well keep the research going. Electronics is an interesting one. Gonna need a lot of explanation for that. But in the meantime... So assuming we're going to have a stream of gear wheels coming down here... Or maybe we should split them off from here. Maybe we should actually, because I might have a couple of them. So... That would require another splitter, of course. So I just fill up on iron a bit. Then grab some gear wheels. Let us make some more splitters. And we're going to have a stream of gear wheels coming down here. Got an underground belt, so that's something. And right, so I'm going to want an assembler for a transport belt. Nice thing about this is if I can make an iron chest, we won't have to make transport belts manually anymore, which would be something. What have we got? I want you to make transport belts. So I'm also going to need some iron. So unfortunately we're going to need a huge pile of transport belts in order to make more transport belts. On the other hand, we could just transport them manually for now. So if I can just get you all connected up. Then in theory, if I dump a load of iron in there, you should start making transport belts for me. How are we doing? Okay, you've stopped making coal. It's probably not the end of the world, honestly, but may as well keep you going. You're still making coal, so you're fine. This is an enormous amount of iron ore. Not sure what I'm keeping that for. I should probably get rid of it, really. Although at least iron ore does have the occasional use. But granted, not much of one. Okay. So I suppose in theory we could use the long-handled thing again. For the iron ore. Not the iron ore, the iron belts. Not iron belts either. Plates. Iron plates. So I just need to bring something over here. Kind of makes me wonder if I should be trying to like weight these or something. Or maybe just split them further along rather than in one big mass. Well, it's a thought. I shall see how I get on. Really, I should probably be starting from the middle, but I've made some room, so I guess that's something. I just take those iron plates as well. Need to remember to keep topping you up with copper ore until I get rid of it all. Right. There, that's a bit better. So if we're going to end up doing 2 of these, maybe it's worth running this as a single stream. Just making green vials, aren't you? That's fine. That is absolutely fine. So I'm probably going to want another laboratory to take that in. We can make a fast inserter now. Okay. That might come in handy. So unfortunately, because I'm taking quite a while doing this, we're getting a whole load of recipes without really getting to use them. But we'll get there. It would also help if... make sure everything was powered. Okay. Need electronic circuits. See, that's something we are actually going to be making more of. Okay, so this is definitely not working very well in terms of giving us iron to work with. So I'm just going to make a second iron chest and going to have 2 collecting iron. I mean, it's great that we're getting loads of iron gear wheels, but you know. We have other things we need to worry about as well. Right, so this is unleashing a lot of the iron that was stuck in there. Good. Right. Let's get a bit of... Okay, I was not meaning to make another one of those, but I think I accidentally cancelled one as well, so not to worry. So I often put these labs in a kind of matrix. I should probably at some point explore trying to put them in completely different areas. But for now, this usually works quite well for me. So I'm kind of thinking, let's... Right, I can need some more iron chests, for which I'm going to need more iron. If I'm going to prepare for 2 streams of red and 2 streams of green, then I'm going to want essentially 3 chests with their contents going into the labs. We will have to work out a way of moving them between each other, of course, but for now that should set us off. Just thinking I may as well get it started. Okay. Let's grab some more iron. Grab some more transport belts. Nowhere near enough transport belts, of course. Right, let me just give you a load of iron. Give you some more copper. I'm going to make yet another stone furnace because I am just not getting enough iron here. Okay, so, right. Yeah, this is just an insufficient iron situation. So they're at least starting, but that smelter's gonna fill up pretty quickly if I don't start transport belting stuff away. There we go. Not perfect, but should speed things up a little, at least. Getting very nervous about the lack of military stuff I've currently got going. But in theory, we do now have some green vials being created, which is something. They're not doing anything yet. We need to sort that out, but for now, just focus on getting them set up. Okay, let's do steel processing, and we're nearly out of the red only stuff. I really need to do some military first though. Okay, so if we look at how this is set up, we do have some good options for defense, I think. Now we can make use of these cliffs. However, I also want to be preparing a more regular defense. So, what does it take to build a gun turret? I need iron plate, copper plate, and iron gear wheels. Okay, that's fine. Plate, copper plate, and iron gear wheels. Oh yeah, fast inserter, filter inserter, that's good. Filter inserter we are definitely going to cover. Okay, gear wheels, right, so we've already got, in theory, all of those ingredients. So if I just make an assembler for making automated gun turrets, I shouldn't need to automatically transfer these anywhere. And make a second splitter for the gear wheels. I'm going to need some iron, so probably a good opportunity to use this stream here. Definitely going to need some underground ones. I'll make a couple of splitters too while we're at it. I'm sure they'll come in useful. Now, can I do an underground one that goes all the way under here? Start there, come out there. Not quite. Okay, so I am going to have to go around. Which is a little unfortunate, but can't be helped. Now we're looking for this as well. Actually, I might even split this one here, because of the whole waiting thing. Waiting as in the middle ones get an advantage. If we do an underground one here. Oh, actually I could probably take that back a little. Tend to find if you start the underground belts facing the source, they usually go in the right direction. Usually. But you should definitely always check. Okay, so I think that is... two of the things we need. And I do have some iron plates, so I might just shove those in manually for now. Steel processing done. Oh, we do have some new options. We've got an option for heavy armour and an option for a steel axe. These are recipes, of course. I might instead do physical projectile damage, so this just makes ballistic weapons more effective. And it's usually quite a long one to research, and seeing as I've kind of got my hands full with just getting everything working, it makes sense to focus, you know, to do research that takes a long time, so that I can focus on this instead. Right, must make sure we don't run these two together, otherwise they'll get blocked up. Although you could actually get around that by moving this belt sideways, come to think of it. So that should work fine. Just need one more transport belt. And then one inserter. And in theory, we should now have a continuous supply of gun turrets. Which would be great. Okay, so with that on the way, I now want to start making no, I have cut them off. And I want to start making some actual ammunition. Which is why I'm clearing some of this space, because ammunition is going to be a big deal. So I'm thinking I might literally just put an assembly machine here. So this is firearm magazine, is our initial ammunition, and it only needs an iron plate. So all I'm going to need is enough transport belts. What have I done? I've cut us off is what I've done. Again. There we go. I just have enough transport belts to get it over there. And of course, somewhere to collect it. Really need to make some better pylons. Kind of feel like I've been a bit all over the place this episode, but hopefully you can see how gradually things are getting better, in the sense that usually there are some transport belts waiting for me when I come to get them. And there's iron waiting for me, and there are gear wheels waiting for me, so a lot of this stuff is now happening without me having to manually make it. I'd like to think it's slowly taking shape. Still have a lot of automation to do. Just going to make a few. I really want to get these ammunition being made as soon as possible, really. So basically with the gun turrets, as with our own pistol and the machine gun that I'm hopefully going to make very shortly, we need ammunition in order to use them. So yeah, in fact let's tool ourselves up if we can. So submachine gun we can make already. Just do it as a hand recipe. It's automatically become a weapon, and if I press, I think, tab. Oh, hang on. Need to move some ammunition. There we go. So we're now on the submachine gun, which will be a far more effective weapon. I think we can take 200 magazines. So if we meet any natives, we will now be able to deal with them. We could probably even attack the bases if we wanted to. At the same time, gear wheels, actually, I should grab some of those. We now have, in theory, our first gun turret. So what I want to do with these, we do have a few options actually. We could place them near things which might be attacked. We could also place them to protect gaps. So I might put the first one here. So put it right in the middle. It's showing no ammunition. So if I give it all of my firearm magazines, it will now fire on anything within the radius shown when it's highlighted. So we should be reasonably sure that any natives are going to have a job coming through here. Obviously that doesn't protect as much, but if we dot a few of these around, it will at least give us a start on protection. What I'm probably going to try and do, instead of just dotting them around, is actually build a wall around the main base and maybe start expanding it as time goes on. But yeah, it's a good start having those being built in any case. I've almost reached the point where I've used up all of this pointless copper ore I had. I suppose I could have just made an iron chest and put it all into there, really. But not to worry. It was one way to use it up. You see, at the beginning we're not using nearly as much copper as we are iron. But yeah. So, what else? Right, well, seeing as we've now got some green vials, let's show how this matrix is going to work. So that's going to require one of our new recipes, which is the filter inserter. So I'm going to need exactly 4 of these. You can see they take quite a bit of making, but we can actually make them entirely by hand. One of the things we can't make by hand is steel. That, like the iron and copper plate, it needs to be made in a furnace of some kind. So we are going to want to start making steel at some point. It's going to be another resource we will never be able to get enough of. But I just want to finish this session off by getting the research working properly, so that we can actually start researching things which require green vials, because basically we're actually going to have to soon. Only 4 things left which don't need them, so we may as well have it set up. Okay, so the idea of the filter inserter is let's start going from green to red. So our green ones are coming in down here, the red ones are coming up there, and at the moment there's no communications between them. These laboratories will actually pass things between each other if we put inserters in, but if we just put regular inserters, they will literally just keep passing things over and over between each other. So what we need to do is we need to make this a one-way trip. So here comes a filter inserter. We've put 2 of these down, they're the purple ones, and we are going to leave it on whitelist. You can blacklist instead, but whitelist basically says only pass these things that we allow you to, and in this case, because it's going upwards, we're going to do green vials. So that would work in the sense that every bit of research will be done by this lab, because all the green filters will be passed to it. But I want things to go the other way as well. So we're also going to do an anti-clockwise green filter. I say anti-clockwise because this is ultimately going to be a matrix, and going to need some new pylons. We need to look for wood soon, and these ones we're going to filter to only pass red. And what we should find, is that now all 3 are doing research, and all 3 have got 2 green vials and 2 red vials at all times, because that's what it tends to keep you on. So that should be enough to keep us going for green and red vial research, which is great. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is automate making inserters, but I might leave that for next time. So yeah, I felt like didn't get a huge amount done that time because I decided to move everything over, but I do think it will be better because of that. Things are already getting a little busy. I'm not going to move these again. That was a one-off thing only, because it's just going to cause too much redoing, so anything else I'll just have to live with. I don't know how many more of these inserters I'm going to end up making. I might actually leave them where they are and just use inserters further down the line. It's still probably better than any setup I've had before. And when I say inserters, I do of course mean splitters, nothing to do with inserters whatsoever. But yeah, let me just make those the same, and then I'll leave it at that. Let's just see if I can get rid of the last of my copper ore. I can, that is good. So I don't need to worry about that anymore either. So yeah, I'm broadly happy with that, honestly. I'm surprised we haven't been attacked yet. But then again, I don't think there are any enemy bases actually anywhere near us. And we have been pretty unobtrusive. So I suppose the next thing will be we will gradually dot gun turrets around when we start getting them. Yeah, we're not getting many gear wheels at the moment, is our big problem. So we might want a second assembly machine for gear wheels, which is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, you're purely gun turrets, aren't you? It's probably a bit of a waste, to be honest. Gun turrets don't tend to be that needy, so I might put a splitter here and do a second gear wheel assembler. Which would probably make more sense. So yeah, that'll be for next time. We'll automate the inserters so that we start getting these green vials made a bit faster. fact, can I just shove some inserters in there? I'm not happy about this not operating. So not the fastest things in the world to make, aren't vials. So it'd be nice to have some ready for when we need them, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be our main bottleneck. For a while there's going to be green vials, but we'll automate the inserters. We will dot a few more gun turrets around when they get made. We'll make more gear wheels, and then we'll probably look at making a proper perimeter around the base when the attack happens. I think that's going to be the main thing, and then we'll probably explore the new recipes we've got finally. But yeah, I think I will leave it there for now. So sorry if that wasn't as fascinating as it might be, because I was doing quite a bit of rearranging, but I do think it'll pay dividends later to have the extra space. And I suppose at least you can kind of see things taking shape with all the various streams of iron and such like. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.